Hi folks, John Gets here, playing Sailaway, the sailing simulator. A lot of things, not a lot of things, a few things have happened since the last time we were here. The last time we were here, we were back here where my mouse is circulating, and we have traveled all along this route to approximately here. I have not checked my email, but it's in my spam filter, but I can find them. They are each one of these waypoints that I pass, they say pass a certain waypoint, and they are usually roughly about three nanomiles apart. So that one's 3.3, 3.5, 3.3, 3.2. Anyway, I wanted to put them closer together because I watched a video where a boat ran aground because they were just too far apart and they wouldn't connect one to the other. So I'm going to try stretching the mode a little more. In an offline mode, I will try to move these up to 4 and 4 plus and see whether I have any problems there and try to reduce the amount of um, email that comes into my spam filter. Okay, if you've seen my videos before, you will have heard me comment about the fact that I have created this program or this channel mainly for senior citizens, but it also applies to anyone who feels they have been marginalized and are unhappy with the way they are treated by games in general, by YouTube, etc. So if you are one of those people, please do leave a comment about what your experience with gaming was or is and what your experience with YouTube is. That also being said, please hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button. So, as I said, we have moved along here. So, what I'm going to try to do is scroll in a little closer to start off so you can get a chance to see what we're up to next. And it looks like we just passed this waypoint here and we're heading straight for that one. The wind is now off our starboard. I keep getting these mixed up, but I think that's the starboard, the left side of the boat. And so we'll probably need some sail adjustments, and I'll look into that in a moment. I see down here, it's telling me, read from the bottom to the top, lower code 0, raise the genoa, and remove the reef, or to add the reef, sorry. Um, I don't really understand what the reef is supposed to do exactly. It's supposed to make the sails smaller, which means in a high wind, and we're up to 10, a while ago 11, the apparent wind because of the direction we're heading is at 12. So maybe they want us not to catch so much of this wind that's flying by here. I'm not sure. But I do understand that we have a large sail here. This code 0 is larger than a genoa. And let's see if I can move a little bit further ahead. Yeah, that's the code 0 you see. It's all the way back to here on the other side of the mainsail. So by shifting back to a genoa, reduce the amount of sail. And that apparently is also going to, I guess, make us go faster. You'd probably have to explain to me why a smaller sail will make it go faster. I don't know. But let's trim what we have first. Mainsail's too round, change the yoke haul. The top of the sail is too far open, try the Vang or the Traveler. So this is the Vang here, pulling here and up there, and what it does is that these pulleys contract, pulling that down tighter or loosening it so that this part, which is the halyard side of the sail, is not so tight or loose. So the out haul, if I remember, and I'm going to double check that a little later, the out haul is back here. So by pulling on that, you're going to be pulling along the direction of the I know at the sheet, so that's going to make that either tighter or looser. So first of all, let's hit the Q and the E key, and let's see what the Vang looks like first of all. Cunningham Vang is at 57, so it said try to pull it, so we want to make it tighter. So that's what I'm doing right now. See, it says right there, oh look, it worked. And the Otol, I want to pull the Otol. I think the Otol is already at 100%. But let's, I passed it here, didn't I? Cunningham Otol. No, it's not. Oh, that's right, because when I'm off sail, this thing kicks in and it makes adjustments as we go along. When I'm offline, that is. All right, so by pulling on the Otol, oh, there we go. We now have a well-trimmed mainsail. Now we go to code 0, and that's also well trimmed, and we're going at approximately 2.5 kilometers, and the same goes with the something speed over ground. So if I was passing an island, it would show me that I'm going at this pace, which is slightly less than the speed of the boat. Well, varies back and forth. Anyway, okay, so just to give you a brief understanding of what lines do what, the halyard goes up and down here. It's probably a hollow mast, so it's going up and down inside of the mast, and there's a pulley up top there. So when I'm going to in a moment take away this code 0 sail by lowering the halyard. So you see the halyard comes down and eventually, I'm not going to get it all in this shot, but it eventually will disappear. And I'll see how much of it I can get in one shot. Okay, we are going to, okay, again, we're going at roughly 2.7 knots. And we are going to find the code 0 halyard, which is, again, this line here. So Cunningham Vang code 0 halyard. That 100% all the way to the top. I could actually make it a little tighter, but I won't. I'm going to lower it. And you'll see that I'm full of bullshit. Where's the halyard on this one? The halyard must travel along something, I don't know. But I've just lowered it all, made it disappear. So it's not, it's the jib halyard that goes up and down the center mast. I can't remember. So, all I just said, ignore it. Anyway, we're still going at roughly 2.6 knots. So we want to raise the genoa. Genoa halyard. All right. So we are going to raise that. And this would be the halyard here. So it's raising it along some line we can't see there. Not quite sure. And we picked up speed. How about that? Smaller sail, but faster. Here we go. Okay. So we are now going at 5.2. Cooking with gas. All right. Let's trim that first. Ooh. The foresail is too flat to try to ease the sheet. So we got to find the sheet again. It's this line here. That I'm pretty sure about. Backstay traveler, Genoa sheet. And we said that we should ease it because it's too flat, it's drawn too tightly. So we're going to ease it. Which, let's see if I can move this a little bit more here. Genoa sheet is now, it's too loose. Where's the Genoa sheet? Genoa sheet says now it's too loose, so we want to tighten it. No, Now I can't ease the sheet, but that's the sideways barber hauler, which is something else. Let's see if we can fix everything else first. The curve of the genoa is too flat, too far back, sorry. So the curve, in this case, is along here. If it was mainsail, it would be along here. So maybe the curve is along here, I'm not sure. Can't see, really. The curve of the genoa is too far back. Try to pull the halyard or ease the backstay. Okay, let's find the sheet for the genoa halyard. It's general halyard. So it wants me to go over 100%. Okay, so that's disappeared. The top of the foresail is too far open. Try to pull the barber hauler down. The genoa sheet is too loose. Try to pull it until the telltales are even. So we'll find the genoa sheet by hitting Q or E. Try to pull it. So we want it tighter. There we go. And so now we want to play with the barber haulers. And the barber haulers are these. This is the sideways one, and this with the little eye bolt there is the downward one. So we want to pull it, make it tighter. So let's try that first by going to the downward one, and by pulling it, you can see it's moving as we go along here. This part here is moving. So I'm going to keep pulling it, and that's gone away. So now we will try the sideways one, which is this one. Try to ease the sheet to compensate the angle, and compensate the angle with the sideways. So we ease the sheet, but leave the sheet where it is. Let's just go to sideways barber hauler and try pulling it, see what happens. You can see that it's sliding in on the rail there. We're halfway in terms of tension. By going all the way, it doesn't seem to have done any heavy effect whatsoever. So let's try easing the sheet. Okay, then we go back to the barber hauler and try pulling it the other way, see whether that has a difference. I have very mixed results with these barber haulers. So I don't know anything about easing it. And then again, try to pull the top one. Okay, we pulled that completely tight and it has no. Try to pull that. So let's ease off some more on that. Doesn't seem to have I can't get a good effect for it. Okay. Anyway, we are now heading at 5.4. Look at our GPS. We're still 22 minutes away. We're going to fix the mainsail in a second. Map-wise, we're gone a little bit off course, so let's bring our course back a bit. Go to trim again. Can't seem to do anything with the barber haulers, so we go to the mainsail. Mainsail's too round, pull the Otall, or pull the Cunningham. or loosen the main sheet. That's a pretty straightforward one. Main sheet, not the main halyard. Main sheet is too loose, so they want to tighten it. Okay, so you can see it's getting tighter. If I look up, it was the curve. Can't see the change in the curve here right now. Okay, try to start at the bottom. The main sail is too round. Try to pull the out hauler. Main out hauler, try to pull it. Okay, we got that. The curve is too far back. Try to pull the Cunningham. So let's find the Cunningham. Okay, you can find, oh there it is, reef. Cunningham. Oh, they want us to pull that. Can't see the curve. Sometimes you can see the curve here. Okay, so I pull the Cunningham. The Cunningham runs up and down here. The out hauler runs, or the Cunningham is here. The out hauler is here. And the mainsail is too far open. Not quite sure what that means. So we either try to pull or ease the traveler. Okay, let's go back here. This is the traveler. So they want us to ease it or move the traveler leeward. This is the windward side here. Leeward's the opposite side, so that means the same thing. So let's see if we can find the traveler. Okay, we want to ease it. You can see it's moving there now. And we are fixed as far as that part goes. We're roughly 5758. And they want us to add a reef. We're at 5758. Let's see if adding a reef makes a difference. You got to go to around 33%. That's the one, reef number one. So there it is, reefed, smaller surface. And we've increased the speed again. I wish somebody would explain to me why that happens that way. Back to the Genoa. Again, we're talking about the barber haulers, which just don't seem to work for me. Okay. I guess I've confused you guys enough by saying the halyard comes up and down the mast. It's only the halyard for the mainsail that runs up and down the mast. This halyard must run across a line that's running along, or maybe it's totally reversed. This is the halyard here, and this is the sheet here. Let's see what happens if I look at the Genoa sheet. If I loosen that, this will be flapping even more. Right, so this is the sheet here. I was completely wrong before. So let's tighten that. Okay. Let's forget about the barber hauler. And I think we're in good shape here. GPS wise, we have 18 minutes to the next waypoint. Visually, we have to go from there to there. So while we're waiting for that to happen, let's take a quick jump into the tutorials and go to activities, go to tutorial. So let's go. We've already done this. but let's do this again because I was confused about naming these lines, so maybe I'll understand a little better if I do that one again. It is assumed that I've gone through the sail, slinging, and put next. Halyard. Okay, there's the halyard. If it's a small sail or a small mast, then it would loop over the top, drag it down. But a big hollow mast just goes down inside the mast. Everything starts with a line that is used to raise the sail, the halyard. Ta-da! This runs through a block in the top of the mast and pulls the sail up. Multiple halyards. Since a boat often has more than one sail, it also has more than one halyard. So the genoa has a halyard, the jib, the jigger. Hold on, I'm going to clear my throat. I think that helped a little bit. Okay, the genoa furl, or furler. Often the genoa can be rolled up at the front in that case there is a line that can be used to wind or unwind it. That line is indicated as the furler. So this one you won't see it. Are we just about... Wow, the wind must have shifted, or we did. Because the wind is almost directly behind us now. So anyway, this one doesn't have a furler. So if I recall seeing one, it's a big kind of round thing goes on the end of it there. And this being the halyard, not the sheet, it will actually roll the foresail, whichever one it is, around that. So then I suppose you would lower it if you wanted to, but maybe you don't even have to. So on to the next, the sheet, which is what we were talking about before, is along that. If we simply raise the sail with the halyard, they would uselessly wave like a flag. So there is an extra line that pulls the sail towards the center of the boat. This is known as the sheet. There is an extra line that pulls the sail toward the center of the boat. I don't think they spoke that clearly, because you don't pull the sail towards the center of the boat, you pull the line towards the center of the boat, which tightens the sheet along there. Let's move back here. Let's move back. That way I can see a little better. Okay. Now, the sheet is the most important line. You adjust it very often to match the angle of the sail to the wind. The sheets there you have listed: the main sheet, the genoa sheet, the jib sheet, the jigger sheet, etc. And the sheet being this piece or this piece. The bottom of the mainsail is attached to the boom. Okay. Trying not to roam around too much. That's the boom, obviously, or boom. And the bottom of the sail is attached to that. There is a line that pulls this bottom of the sail tight forward, tight towards the back of the boom. This is the outhaul. Okay, there's a line here, which... Okay, that's the main sheet. That's right. Tell me what that is. That's not the sheet. Oops, moved. See, now the wind is coming around directly behind us. So we're going to have, when we get back here, we're going to have to... Anyway, the outhaul is here, and by pulling that in, it's going to tighten that line there. From the bottom of the mast to the boom, from the bottom of the mast to the boom runs a diagonal line that pulls the boom down. It's called the vane. bottom of the mast is right there, to the boom, which is right there. So that loosens or tightens that. The Cunningham often has a line that pulls the bottom corner near the mast. It's called the Cunningham. Bottom corner. See if I can get a little closer here. I think I'll go this way. This way. We'll go even further. Right here, somewhere among these is that's the bang. Oh, that would be the bang. That would be part of the bang, I'm assuming. Just trying to see whether it would indicate what exactly the Cunningham is there, but it doesn't show it. Anyway, it's there, somewhere. The Traveler, which we saw back here, is this line back and forth across here. The car on the rail can be pulled towards the windward, or the wind side of the boat. This line indicated as the Traveler, so we can go back and forth. Well, not just the wind side, but the lee side as well. And the lead car, the Genoa sheet, runs from the sail to a point on the boat. Let's get on the other side if I can. Okay. Genoa sheet, or the jib sheet, runs from the sail to the point on the boat, to a point on the boat. Whoops, just swung back the other way because we're completely in the wind here. This point again is attached to the rail and can be moved forward or backward. It's attached to a rail. That rail being what we've been calling the barber hauler. I don't know how long we can stay over here. Back and forth we go. Okay. That's where the barber hauler is, I'm assuming. Not quite sure. Backstay. Where are we? We're at the front of the boat. Let's go to the back. That's the backstay. Final line we discussed runs from the mast down to the back of the boat. It's called the backstay. And that's it. We're happy. Goodbye. Okay. We're not going to have time to do another tutorial. Coming back to our boat. And as you can see, what boat were we on? Because this wind is back where we thought it would be. Whereas the wind that we looked at before was from behind. Okay. So it must have been a different boat we were on, which happened to look like the one we're on now. Okay, so let's look at our trim. Let's look at the mainsail first. Again, it's pull the bang or ease the Traveler. It doesn't say anything about the sheet being loose, so we'll leave the Traveler and try the bang. Let's see if I can find sound down here. The bang. I want to pull that, so make it a little tighter. And we did it. Clear that one. Go to the Genoa to flat. Try to ease the sheet and compensate with the angle of the side barber hauler, which is this one that goes here. So we're supposed to try to ease the Genoa sheet and compensate it with that. So let's try. Okay, where is it? Somewhere. It's telling us. There we go. Okay. Genoa sheet. So we ease the sheet. all the way to the point that it says it's too loose. Okay, let's bring it back up. Wow, cleared both of them. Alright, let's get back in. Try to pull the sheet again. Okay, I pulled the sheet all the way to that. Now the downward barber hauler is this one. I was playing around with both in between. Okay, let's try to and compensate with the sideways barber hauler. Seems to be making it even worse, because it looks like it'd be loosening it. So I'm tightening it now. All the way at the end doesn't seem to make a bit of difference. So let's see if we can pull the sheet to make it tighter. That, now we got barber hauler things trying to get them to work, and I can't do it. So I'm sounding like I tend to repeat myself here. At any rate, we are now heading at 5.7. According to this, we're 12 minutes away. We're heading straight toward that. So, because we've come 32 minutes, we're going to call this day. We have learned a little bit, hopefully, about that being the sheet and that being the halyard, and this being the halyard and this being the sheet. Just the opposite, the two sails are opposite each other. And this is what reefing does. I'm not quite sure of the theory, but it seems to make it happy, so we'll leave it at that. So, if you would hit the thumbs up button or the subscribe button and or be appreciated. And most importantly, leave a comment. Let me know the kind of experience you've been having with gaming in general, with YouTube in general. We'll talk about the game. Tell me where I went wrong, how I could just smarten up a little bit. Okay, so that being said, until next time, please do